In 1946, Winston Churchill declared that an iron curtain has descended across the continent. That curtain, meant to separate East from West, supposedly fell in 1989. But what if I told you it never went away? It simply changed shape. Today we'll expose the forms of control used by the old Soviet bloc. We will see what life was like during those Soviet times and show you how they've morphed into modern versions. Because yes, the Iron Curtain is still here. So how did the Soviet Union and its satellites keep millions in line? The secret services, from the NKVD to the KGB and satellite bloc counterparts, bored into society. Telephone tapping, informant networks, midnight knock-on-the-door arrests. There were microphones in rooms, furniture, almost as if the walls had ears. Could you imagine that? You couldn't even trust your own neighbors in the Iron Curtain. They could be informants, agents, or just dislike you enough to dob you in. So what about the propaganda and information control? The state told you what to think, what to read, what to believe. Media, arts, education, all became instruments of the regime. All your information inside the Iron Curtain came from the same sources, all pushing the regime's beliefs. There was no independent media, no other options for your daily entertainment. You turned the TV on, videos showing happy families all working towards the regime's goal. You watched videos showcasing abundant food sources as you held your belly from starvation cramps. The media made it out to be a beautiful utopia. Food, jobs, purpose, happiness. It's all here, inside the Iron Curtain. They wanted to control your minds. Even one bad thought about the regime was enough to get you sent off to the labor camps. The control pressure was so deep they could smell your every idea. Food and farms were state-operated and controlled. You could only grow what they allowed, then it was all collected and divided. So what about the borders? They had everything completely guarded off. Most think the Iron Curtain was a psychological barrier, but make no mistake, it was physically guarded. Kilometers of barbed wire, lookout posts, no one getting in or out. Even if you wanted to move, you needed special permission or approval slips. You may think this is ancient history, but here's the critical point. Those techniques didn't vanish with the fall of the Berlin Wall. They evolved. And when techniques evolve, the system survives. That matters because control systems impose long-term damage on societies, economies, trust, individual freedom. If you ignore them, you're blind to the new curtain rising around you. Now let's drop our historical lens and pick up a modern one. In the old days, doormen of the regime listened in, bugged phones, ran informers. Today, your smartphone, your apps, your credit card, and your location data all get logged. The guard dog went digital. Information flows freely, but it's monitored. Back then, the party newspaper told you what to think. Now the platforms, algorithms, and trusted sources shepherd what you see, influencing behavior and belief, often without you realizing. The propaganda poster got a pixel upgrade. In the old system, you were stuck within the state's economy. Now we rely on online banking, digital cash, and credit cards, companies taking monstrous fees for card payments. ATMs have been disappearing off the streets like phone booths. You want cash? Good luck getting more than $10,000 out without being interrogated. You thought surveillance was bad in the Iron Curtain. Well, how is it any different to London today? The most surveilled city on Earth. Or China, where they have one camera for every 6 citizens. We haven't escaped the Iron Curtain. It only fell because of its flaws. People snuck radios in through gaps in the fences and supply trucks. They started to broadcast other channels and realized how oppressed they truly were. Like in the Iron Curtain, our farmers in some countries like the US have their seeds controlled and mostly aren't allowed to replant. How does that even make any sense? Throughout history, farming has always been a relatively continuous cycle. You plant food, it grows, you use those same seeds again and replant. Now our seeds have been hacked chemically. Farms that sell to supermarkets and large providers have to follow strict rules under the illusion of quality control. The small farms die out, they can't compete. How is this any different to the Iron Curtain days? You eat meat, fed on corn and boosted with hormones. I'm sorry, my friend, but that's not meat. It's a chemical weapon. In the Iron Curtain, there was no options for choice of clothes or media. Well, it's no different now. We have huge conglomerate organizations who own almost all of our different choice illusions. Social media, operated and controlled by mostly the same group of people. Our daily technology, huge companies like Apple, the technology for all of this stuff. NVIDIA, which is large enough to buy its own country. The company has a $4.5 trillion valuation, making it larger than all of Germany and Japan. That's crazy. Or take MasterCard and Visa, for example. They control over 70% of the entire payment industry. What kind of freedom does this bring us? If you look to the near future, it only gets darker. The UK, pushing as hard as they can to introduce digital IDs, my friends. This is a stronger form of control than the damn Iron Curtain. Our rulers, governments, and large companies have learned from the past as well. They can see where they could have improved the control measures and where they went too far. It's a game, and you need to learn how to play it and survive. Stay sharp, stay curious. Press the like button and hit the subscribe as we continue to unmask the Matrix.